It might seem like just another shiny disc lying forgotten in a dusty drawer or tucked into the dark corners of an old coin jar, but the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar tells a deeper story, one rooted in American legacy, historical honor, and collector obsession. Every line, edge, and imperfection etched onto this coin carries echoes of a nation's pride and remembrance. When you first hold a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar in your hand, it feels heavier, not just by weight, but by meaning. It's not simply a coin, it's a frozen moment in time, cast in copper-nickel alloy and preserved for generations. In the early 1970s, the United States was in transition. Vietnam cast a long shadow, Watergate would soon ignite political fires, and amid it all, the country clung to its icons, people like John F. Kennedy, whose memory remained a unifying symbol of hope and forward momentum. It was in this climate that the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar was minted, not as just another piece of currency, but as a silent tribute to a fallen leader. Unlike the earlier years that were also struck in silver, by 1973 the coin had fully transitioned to a copper-nickel composition, yet the reverence it carried never dimmed. Collectors know that this year's half-dollar wasn't released into general circulation. That's part of what makes it so desirable. It was produced exclusively for mint and proof sets, carefully packaged for enthusiasts and patriots who saw value beyond face denomination. So, when you stumble across one of these coins in the wild or in your collection, you're not just lucky. You're holding a rare survivor from a generation of curated production, and that detail alone changes everything. Then there's the artistry. On the obverse, Kennedy's profile remains striking and presidential even after decades. The lines are bold yet dignified, reflecting both strength and the tragedy of his untimely death. Sculptor Gilroy Roberts managed to capture not just a likeness, but an emotion, a look of calm resolve, as if JFK were watching over the very nation he once led. The reverse design by Frank Gasparro echoes with American pride. The presidential seal standing strong, a shield protecting an eagle grasping arrows and an olive branch. It's a reminder that peace and defense must forever walk hand in hand. But beyond the emotion and symbolism lies the detail that makes coin collectors' hearts race: condition, rarity, and the all-important errors. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, while not released to the public, was still struck in high enough numbers that average examples are relatively common. But finding one in pristine condition, especially in deep cameo proof or with rare die errors, transforms it from interesting to exceptional. Coins with doubled dies, misaligned strikes, or unintentional planchet flaws are hotly pursued in auctions, with collectors battling over them like treasure hunters uncovering ancient gold. It's stories like these that fuel the fire. Imagine someone digging through a family box of heirlooms and pulling out a forgotten coin from 1973. It looks ordinary at first glance, but a closer inspection, perhaps with a magnifier and some online research, reveals its true potential. A flawless specimen tucked away for decades in a temperature-controlled home could be worth thousands. One with a rare die variety, that could send its value skyrocketing. The market responds to mystery, scarcity, and provenance, and the Kennedy half-dollar delivers on all three. Some collectors recount the thrill of stumbling upon a 1973 Kennedy in pristine condition during estate sales, or hidden inside childhood coin albums where a grandparent may have tucked it away decades ago. Stories abound of unsuspecting owners learning that their half-dollar, valued at 50 cents face, may be worth $13,000, or even north of $235,000 depending on condition and grade. The leap from casual curiosity to life-changing discovery happens in an instant. What gives it such potential value? It's not just scarcity, it's certification. Third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC assess everything from luster to strike quality, verifying whether a coin truly reaches that MS67 or PR70 threshold that pushes it into the elite category. A 1973 Kennedy half-dollar in ordinary mint condition might be worth a few dollars, but one graded perfectly, Flawless surface, no contact marks, rich frost, and deep mirrors, that's what bidders will fight for. That's what headlines are made of. And collectors love a challenge. With 1973 being a year of limited release, tracking down coins from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, or in special proof conditions from San Francisco, becomes a journey. Those who commit to building a full Kennedy half-dollar set know the 1973 coin is a cornerstone. Without it, the collection feels incomplete, and the desire to complete what others deem nearly impossible drives interest and prices even higher. People pass coins like this daily without realizing what they're holding. They sit in change jars, old wallets, behind cushions, or inside drawers, forgotten relics of a past generation. But in 2025, coin collectors are looking closer. They're learning, sharing, discovering. YouTube channels and online communities are buzzing with stories of everyday people who struck gold, metaphorically speaking, by simply paying attention. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is a hidden gem in plain sight. You just need to know where and how to look. So check your coin albums, your family's keepsake boxes, and that old tin your grandfather used to keep in the closet. If you're lucky enough to find a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, you may be holding a rare piece of American history that carries not just sentimental value, but serious financial value. Some say the thrill is in the hunt, others in the discovery, but for many, it's in realizing that something so ordinary could, in the right light, become something truly extraordinary. In the shadowy alleys of American history, where coin collectors dare to wander in search of overlooked treasures, lies the enigmatic and highly sought-after 1982 Kennedy half-dollar with error variations. At first glance, it might seem like just another half-dollar bearing the noble profile of President John F. Kennedy, but within its metallic skin lies a story of imperfection turned priceless. The year 1982 was marked by a significant change in the minting process of the Kennedy half-dollar. It was during this year that the U.S. Mint decided to eliminate the mint mark from the Philadelphia minted half-dollars for general circulation, a seemingly minor decision that would later cause waves in the coin-collecting world. But what made this coin truly special were not just policy changes, but the accidental anomalies that occurred in the minting process itself. As the presses rolled and the dies struck planchets by the millions, a few coins slipped through the cracks of perfection. Some featured doubling on the date or lettering, a classic sign of a double die error. Others displayed clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a misfeed in the metal strip, or misaligned dies that cause design elements to shift in hauntingly asymmetric ways. Each of these anomalies turned the otherwise ordinary 1982 Kennedy half-dollar into a numismatic gem. Collectors began to take notice, especially when reports emerged of these error coins selling for unexpected sums at auctions. Stories spread of a 1982 error half-dollar fetching thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the type of error and its condition. One particular specimen, with a sharply defined double die and in nearly flawless condition, stunned enthusiasts when it sold for an eye-watering $175,000. Such figures ignited a feverish interest among numismatists and amateur collectors alike. The coin's design also contributes to its allure. On the obverse, Kennedy's portrait, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, appears dignified and resolute, a lasting tribute to the fallen president. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal, an eagle clutching olive branches and arrows, radiating with the authority and grandeur of American symbolism. But when these elements are skewed by minting errors, their familiar forms take on a surreal, almost artistic quality that makes them even more captivating.
There's a romantic irony in how errors, usually the bane of manufacturing, become the lifeblood of numismatic obsession. In a world that prizes perfection, these flawed coins are celebrated, admired, and sought after. The 1982 Kennedy half-dollar error coin is a testament to this paradox, where mistakes made by machines and overlooked by humans have given rise to extraordinary value and fascination. To this day, these coins circulate silently among common pocket change or lie forgotten in old drawers, waiting to be rediscovered. With values ranging from $17,000 to $175,000, depending on rarity and preservation, it begs the question, how many of these coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight? Perhaps you've handled one unknowingly. Perhaps, as you read this, there's one nestled among your change, just waiting for the right pair of eyes to recognize its worth. So next time you stumble upon a 1982 Kennedy half-dollar, pause before passing it along. Look closer. Examine the date, the edges, the mint marks, or lack thereof. That unassuming coin might just be your golden ticket into the thrilling world of rare and valuable American currency, where history and fortune intersect on a canvas of copper and nickel.
In the heart of 2021, a coin emerged that would soon become a hidden gem for collectors across the United States. At first glance, the 2021 Kennedy half-dollar may seem like just another piece of pocket change. But for those who delve into the fascinating world of numismatics, it holds secrets that go far beyond its face value. This coin represents a continuation of a legacy, a tangible link to an era shaped by hope, tragedy, and enduring national pride. The story of the Kennedy half-dollar begins in the wake of President John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963. America was reeling from the loss, and a decision was made to honor the fallen leader in a way that would last forever. By 1964, just months after his death, the first Kennedy half-dollars were minted and released into circulation. They bore the youthful, confident image of Kennedy on the obverse, a tribute designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse showcased the presidential seal, masterfully engraved by Frank Gasparo. That first issue was made of 90% silver, reflecting a time when American coinage still held real intrinsic value. Fast forward to 2021, and the Kennedy half-dollar remains a constant in U.S. coinage, though its composition and purpose have shifted over the years. No longer struck for general circulation since 2001, the Kennedy half-dollar has been issued primarily for collectors. That makes the 2021 edition all the more intriguing. It was minted in relatively limited quantities at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with collector sets and bags providing the main source of these coins. What truly sets some 2021 Kennedy half-dollars apart, however, are the errors and varieties that slipped past quality control. In a minting process as complex as the one used by the U.S. Mint, mistakes can happen, and when they do, they can turn an ordinary coin into a numismatic superstar. Some examples of 2021 Kennedy half-dollar errors include off-center strikes, double dies, and coins struck on improper planchets. These anomalies are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium to own them. It's this unpredictability and scarcity that fuels the excitement among enthusiasts. Collectors also marvel at the quality of the 2021 strikes, especially in special mint sets or rolls. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in mint state or proof conditions can command impressive prices, especially those achieving the elusive MS70 or PR70 grades, which signify perfection under magnification. The aesthetics of these coins, with their brilliant luster and sharp details, make them an ideal target for hobbyists who appreciate both history and craftsmanship. The design has remained largely unchanged over the years, yet it never feels outdated. The portrait of Kennedy still resonates with generations of Americans. It represents a moment in time when the country believed in a brighter future, a dream immortalized in metal. The reverse side, with its bold eagle and symbolism of strength and unity, continues to echo the principles that defined Kennedy's presidency. For those lucky enough to discover one of the more valuable 2021 Kennedy half-dollar coins, the payoff can be extraordinary. Depending on condition, mint mark, and error status, these coins have fetched anywhere from $11,000 to an astounding $75,000 at auctions and through private sales.
Imagine the surprise of someone who finds one tucked away in a forgotten roll or nestled in a family coin jar, only to learn that it holds a small fortune. This is the magic of coin collecting, the blend of art, history, and the thrill of the hunt. The 2021 Kennedy half dollar, while seemingly modern and commonplace, carries within it a depth of meaning and a potential for value that continues to capture the imagination. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone new to the hobby, this coin is a powerful reminder that treasure can still be found in the most unexpected places. And in the world of coins, sometimes the most recent issues are just as fascinating as the classics. So check your collection. Examine your change. You never know. The key to a five-figure payday might be sitting right there in your hands, shining with the legacy of a president and the promise of a discovery waiting to be made.